The science of agriculture, the land, the seeds, and the man.
Agricultural survival.
They have represented me with the worst image. But I know without a doubt that it's because of your lack of knowledge. Foresight, they don't have to see distance. That's why they're living in ignorance.
The man.
I Selassie, I say, any country that you...
Hi, I'm your host tonight on What Matters at the Roundtable. Stanley, West McPherson, August the 21st, 2018. We're live on Channel 13, Spectrum. Pegasus, yes, cable TV network. And guess what? We have, yes, broadcast for 6 days now. Sunday, yep, 7:30 a.m. Tuesday live, okay, 7:30. And Wednesday, 1 p.m. Also, Thursday morning, 7:30 a.m. And Friday, 7:30 p.m. Saturday at 1:30 p.m. So you can get our broadcasts anytime. We are working around your schedule. Okay, so you can see what's going on. And guess what? If you have my YouTube channel or Google or Facebook, you can have it. We're on all social media, so on the internet, you can get it. So lock in and you get on the train. And right now I wanted to give my condolences unto Aretha Franklin that passed Wednesday. We want to send our condolences to her family. And, you know, it was Queen of Soul. That was definitely a heartbreaker. Also, it was a fire in Brooklyn, Buffalo, and Eastern Parkway. And we want to send our condolences to those of the loved ones and family members that was in that fire. We just want to say that we know how loved ones, okay, are being lost. So we can feel it. We know, and we feel their pain. So we send our deepest condolences unto the family. Buffalo and Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn. Also here with me, co-host Milton, Webb. Milton, how you doing?
I'm doing, Stan. How you doing today?
Good. We just want to really turn the chapters, and we got a new phase. We just need to bring out, because we told people that we would be able to help them.
Right.
And we told them that this living wage thing, it kicks off, and we want them to know that the things that we are doing, we're going to try to explain some things tonight, okay, to let you know what we do and how we are helping people to get on their feet and get out of poverty. But first, we had to get on Jesus. You know, it's a Latin word, Greek. Jesus. We had to get on him because it don't seem like when we use the English word, he understands, okay? So we had to use the Greek word, the Hebrew word, the Latin word that you called us to do something. And so we asking you to fulfill what you call us to do. There's no time to get weak. We need you to see this thing through. So we're talking to Jesus, Greek word, Latin word, okay? In Hebrew is Yahshua, okay? Yahshua. That's a Hebrew word. So we got past all of these names with English version and what people call him. We calling him the original word, an original name. Jesus. Get the word. Because now we're not playing. So you call us to do an operation. So we are doing it. And we're going to show you tonight what we have done. Okay? And let us start off. We went to the bank. And we took the bank a promissory note. Now the bank says I owe a debt. Okay? And only the debt came from one thing. It was because they don't like the way we process bank to bank. Okay? Funds, monies, yes. Coming from one bank that I'm making a withdrawal to another bank. Okay? And they don't like the process of this. And so they says, oh, stop it. We says, no. Okay?
It was in progress.
Thank you.
That's why they wanted us to stop it. And when we put it in, all right, we did it at their bank. And they were all right with it then.
Yes, they were.
Okay? Now, what they're not all right with was the money that's coming in the bank and where it's coming from.
Right.
Now, they want us to stop it because somebody somewhere knows that when we do this, it's legal.
That's right.
But the bank don't want it to be legal for you. All right? Don't want us to do this because if we do this, then you can do this.
That's right.
All right? We're trying to show you how they take your stuff, your cars, your houses. We're going to explain all that to you tonight.
That's right. So once they said, you can't do this, let me know. Mind you, ACH, okay? And that was automatic clearinghouse, okay? And reason what that is ACH is how your money go wire, bank to bank, electronic, bang, there, bang, there. Money came through, okay? So what they kept trying to do was put it back to zero, okay? Because the money is coming in. Put it back to zero, put it back to zero, but the money is adding up. 3,000, 6,000, 9, 12, 15. It's adding up. Why? Because it's coming ACH. You see? So now they get mad. I make a withdrawal, okay? But the withdrawal that I made, the bank manager, which she is, she put in the wrong numbers, okay? So she asked me, I said to her, well, how did the money come through if you put the wrong numbers in? She says, thin air, okay? So she straightened the numbers out. When she put the numbers in, I pay what I had took out. So the numbers come in, ACH again. My debt is paid, okay? From the wrong number, I just paid that.
The very next day.
The very next day. So now I'm in a positive, okay, balance. And it goes up, 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 up again. And they want to call me and says, you need to stop this. And I told them, no, no, no. So they took it upon themselves to stop it. Now the law says that they cannot stop an ACH once it's already in progress and I initiate it. Okay? So, and that's the banking laws. And that's FDIC. Okay? See, that's all their rules. Banking rules. You see? So they already done broke their rules. So, you know what? They said I owe, right? You know what I did? I went to the bank to go pay it. I took them I took them a promissory note, okay? I took them a promissory note to pay the debt. And when I went to go pay it, Jesse, he's the vice president of the bank, he says he will not accept promissory note for value received. For something received, I'm giving him for something received, that's a debt. That's what I'm giving him. I told him, I'm just delivering it like the mailman. We deliver things. You don't read it before the mailman delivers you something. You take the mail and and the mailman going about his business. That's it. He don't stand there and watch you read it and then decide if you want it or not. No, that's not his job. He is a deliverer. So I deliver it to him, and I made him give me a letter for delivery, okay? So he gives me a letter on their letterhead, on the bank's letterhead, and says, we are not accepting your payment for the debt. So I told him, well, my debt is paid because I'm delivering it to you and I'm gone. So they supposed to take me to court and tell a judge. They got to tell a judge why they are not receiving this promissory note for debt, for my debt that they said I owe. So you know what? Since they don't want to take me to court, I give them a default, notice of default. They don't want to answer that either.
Okay, Stan. When they don't answer that, like they're supposed to take him to court. Well, they didn't take him to court because they figured if they didn't take him to court, nothing would come of it.
Right.
Because they were supposed to take him to court. But that's not how it happened.
Right.
So he winded up taking them to court.
Exactly.
Now it's a big problem because he wasn't supposed to take them to court. But this is what they do in the banking industry. If they don't take you to court, they figure you're not going to do anything about it. They got away with it.
Right.
Okay? Well, Stanley and I aren't going to sit back and let them get away with it. So Stanley, tell them what we did.
Oh, so what we did was we went and filed in the District Court of Northern District, United States, in Syracuse. We filed a negotiable instrument. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's the title of it. Negotiable instrument. Why? Because it's a promissory note and it's the statute. So we go in there and we file it and we get it stamped in Syracuse. And they file our papers and then they tell us to serve the bank with a summons and a complaint because we got it. So now we serve everybody, okay? We served them and we served their attorney. His name is Thomas Patrick Smith. We served him, okay? After we served him, we filed our papers, we put in a default, a notice of default with all of the filing. Well,
so let me get a close-up of that.
They can look at, close this up, bring it in a little bit. Maybe you can let them see what this is. This is a default. They fell in default 5 months. So we told them to take the default. We told the judge that they are in default. And so we see that he did not want to answer the default motion. Now, we're looking at it like, if you don't want to follow the rules, the same procedure that we have, that you gave us to follow, and you don't want to follow these procedures, then something is wrong here. And so what we did, we told not just the law part of it, but we said, listen, we got to the House, the committees, Judiciary House, and we also went to the United States Supreme Court. We gave them a copy, and we gave 2 circuit court judges, Susie and Christopher. We gave them a copy, okay, of the rules that the district judge is supposed to follow. So now, they don't want to follow the rules. They don't want to follow procedure. So what they doing? They prejudicing us, okay, because we have everything that the law provides us. Mind you, this is the United States law. This is the law of the United States. This is this law. UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, okay? That's what this law is. This is in their books. They studied this law. They know this law, but they refuse to use this law. But check this out. Right now, today, the Bill of Exchange Act, they was doing it on Wall Street. That act is 197 years old, okay? Now, if that act ain't no good, then they can't be selling and trading on Wall Street. The banks can't be selling and trading promissory notes if that act is no good. Well, we use that act in our motion. We use that act in our procedure, 197 years old, okay? So if the act ain't no good, then they need to close Wall Street down because that's what they're using. The stock exchange, they're using all of the Bill of Exchange Act. That's what they're using.
That's right.
The court rules, that's what they're using. So now, what's going on? So this is what we did. We got to the House Judicial Committee. Don't forget, we're dealing with the 3-headed monster, okay? We're dealing with congressional, judicial, and executive. Those are the branches we're dealing with. So that's a 3-headed monster. I know you watch monster movies and thrillers when you was young. It always was Godzilla, King Kong, or Gamera. They always was fighting the 3-headed monster. Yes, they did. And you know something? We are fighting now the 3-headed monster. You see? We used to look at it while we was kids, but we didn't know the significance of it. But we know it now. And this is who we fighting, the 3-headed monster. Why? Because it's always the judicial, okay? It's the congressional and the executive branch. But they always give you problems when you want to bring the law to them, okay? It's all right when they want to bring something to you, but when you bring it to them, it's a problem. And this is what we bring into them. The statutes that they have. And my thing is, it's an act. Why are you violating an act? And we have so many courts, matter of fact, the Judicial House impeached 4 judges from West Virginia. Why? Because they said they was overstepping their authority, they was making bad rulings, they was stealing money, $500,000. They was taking money. And I read it in the paper. I was reading it. And I had just sent my masterpiece to the House. Okay? The chairman, Bob Goodlake. All right? That's who I sent it to. And 5 Californians and 2 New Yorkers. So I sent 8 pieces up there to them, 8 masterpieces, and they all got it. And then I called them and said, hey, you need to look into this. You need to do something about this because this statute, the enactment, everything has been violated by these judges, district judges, okay? Magistrate judges, okay? You see? Thomas, James, McVoy. He's a senior. Also, who else? David Peebles. You see? These are the judges. And the reason why I'm naming names is because I want somebody to tell them that they wrong. because the same law that I got is in the books. The same law that they got in their chambers is in the books. Okay? The same law the judicial has, the Supreme Court has, is in the books. The Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, 60, is in the books.
And those are the rules that we went by to do all of this.
Thank you.
We went by these rules because that's what their rules were, their sayings were. See, this is why we say to you, you got to be careful when you go to the bank.
You
got to be careful on who you talk to and what you say. You got to be careful because these people are trying to mess around here and flip it backwards. A promissory note is something that they'll give you. They call it a loan.
Thank you.
Okay?
That's right.
And when you sign that loan, now you just signed the promissory note. They send that off, and they make money off your signature.
That's right.
All right? Whether they give you that loan or not.
Right.
Okay? Because they'll tell you, if you ask them for those papers back, they'll tell you, oh, we shredded them. They didn't shred them. They sent that stuff off.
They sure did.
Guess who they sent it to? Tell them, Stan.
That's right. They sent it to the Federal Reserve. That's who they sent it to. And guess what? They got paid 3 times as much. Okay? That's your money.
That's right.
And you don't get nothing. But check this out. What we do here, when they violate the law, we get 3 times as much. You see how I shifted? This is what we do. We shift it now because the law says they got to pay for the promissory note, they got to pay damages, and they got to pay interest. That's the law. 197 years old, this law is. It's called the Bill of Exchange Act, and it's in there, and they read it, and they see it, and they know it, and that's why they are delaying. Do you know how many days we are in this district court? 119 days. That's what we are right now. 119 days. Tomorrow is 120. And guess what? I called them today and says, well, what's on the docket? Has any decision been made? And the clerk says, no, the judge is still reviewing. We got 119 days and you still reviewing? And my case was one from the beginning. Everything is there. Don't forget, Thomas Patrick Smith has purged himself in the court. It's on record. It's recorded. I got it. You see? If I got it, it's recorded. Okay? Because what I did was I took pictures and made a motion and sent it back to the judge. And the judge had a conference on it on 6/18. Yes, he did. Okay? And guess what? He gave me no decision. He gave me no ruling. He said nothing. Why? Because he kept it hush-hush because the attorney can be disbarred because he lied on record to the court. You see? This is what I'm telling you. Why? Case in point, he's with the bank. He's their attorney. This is what they do. They beat you. They force you into agreement. They make their agreement according to the bank. You sign, foreclose, take your stuff, and they get paid. This is what they do. They lie, they cheat, and they steal from you.
And you always wind up paying them. It
Thank
doesn't
you.
make a difference on what happens. You always wind up paying for something that they already got paid for.
Thank you.
Okay? So when it comes right down to it, they were supposed to give us a conference.
Right.
All right? They gave us a conference, and then they took the conference back, told us
They postponed it, adjourned
the
it.
conference. They adjourned it. Okay, so now the thing about it is we haven't heard anything about no conference, and they're supposed to give us that in 60 days.
Thank you.
But they gave it to us in 90 days. All right? And we still haven't got that conference to discuss the case of what was going on and how it's going to be, who's taking control of this or nothing. We got nothing. And now what's going to happen, they're going to try and dismiss this and say, hey, what can they say? They can't say it's not enough evidence because we gave them all the evidence they need.
That's right.
You got people perjuring themselves. You got people not doing what they're supposed to do.
That's
And
right.
now these judges ain't doing what they're supposed to do, but they want to dismiss the case. This is the same thing they do when they take your house.
That's right.
This is the same thing they do when they take your cars, when they put you out on the street. Do you think they care about where you going after that? No, they don't. As long as you're paying them, they don't care.
That's right.
and they make that money. So they get paid 3 times as much for the loan that you got plus what you're paying them.
Right.
Okay? And you're paying them interest. Think about that one.
You know how many people that's in California, New York, ain't got no houses, they living in tents, they homeless. It's crazy. They done lost their house, foreclosed and everything, and they doing it like that's all right. And the banks does it, and nobody don't do nothing to them. The president got them out of the loop one time. Bush, 700 million? He got them out of the loop, but you still ain't get. How come he didn't give you the money to get your house back? He got the banks out of the loop, and you get nothing. You still living on the street. You still living in a tent. You still ain't got no money. You still sleeping in your car. It's crazy, but this is what they do. And we're telling you, this is called a secret society. And that's why they're doing this, okay? Because the banks are cartels and they are banksters. What they do is they take their money, they lobby for laws. They lobby, okay, for things, and they put in, and they buy judges, okay? They do all that. Don't blame it on drug cartels. Blame it on the bank cartels, okay? And this is what we're telling you, and we're bringing it to you live, okay? Because nobody don't want to bring it, but we're going to bring it because we are doing it, okay? And we got some more for you. So guess what? Stay tuned.
And it all comes down to a living wage.
That's right. It's all a living wage for you to live right, feed your family, take care of yours. So we just want to say we'll be back with that. And we want to go back to our shout-outs. We've got a couple of people we want to shout out there. Sunshine, Storm, Pimplia, Sunshine again, another Sunshine. Also Kenya, Rosadar S, and anybody that you want. Also All Natural in the mall, Ziggy in the mall, Gene, you know you can get one too, but we'll be back to let you know. Good night.
Put up the gun and make we farm up the ground. You know see from what here, too much blood a run. Put down the gun and make we farm up the ground. Them say global recession so food, Africa in a ground. Put down the gun and make we farm up the ground. Me have to return to St. Anne's and left Kingston.
I'm your host on What Matters at the Roundtable, Stanley McPherson. Not a minimum wage, not any other kind of wage, but a living wage. Our broadcast schedules are Sunday at 7:30 a.m., Tuesday, 7:30 p.m., Wednesday, 1:30 p.m., Thursday, 7:30 a.m., Friday, 7:30 p.m., and Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Get on the train.
Y'all have a good night. See you later.